Good morning, good afternoon, good evening from wherever you are joining us around the world. For those of you who don't know, my name is Jud and welcome back to the channel. We're going to be chatting a little bit about Solana today, what a Google executive has to say about an Ethereum-based altcoin, a little bit about XRP, and a few other things thrown in there. Now, before we get going, please don't forget to hit that like button, comment down below, subscribe, smash the bell notification so you know when a daily market update goes live. Jumping straight into it, having a look at how the markets are doing today. Pretty mixed. We've got one of our favorites here, Lunar Classic, at 2.7% up. There's been some good news over the weekend about that. We've got a few others that we also like that are down. XLM down about 4.2%. Algorand up, which is nice. Overall, fairly mixed. Bit of green, mostly green, I would say, but still in our typical sideways market, I would think. Remember, don't panic in this market. That's one of the big tips that I can give you. We are going sideways. We're going to be there for a while. You've just got to hunker down and wait for the good news to start rolling through in terms of price action. If we have a look at our actual daily market price here, we can see that we're sitting at about $930 billion. It has been around this mark for quite a few days now, I would say about a week. Again, under the $1 trillion mark, the psychological figure of $1 trillion, we do want to be back there. So obviously, we're going to keep watching that. You can see fairly flat, only up 0.3% for the day. If we have a look at our biggest gainers over the last 24 hours, we can see Huobi token. Sorry, gone the other way there. We got Algorand up 6%, nearly 6%, which is good. And a very nice token. We got Uniswap up about 4%. Terra Luna Classic, we've seen about 3.9%. So those are some of the bigger ones. We're always going to be speaking about Luna Classic. Algorand always has some news going around, so you never know. Stick around and you might see something about that in the future. If we have a look at our Bitcoin chart, flat. As we have been saying for the last how many weeks now, it's flat, guys. Check its high of 20,000. It's been trading between there and its low of 18.4. And we can see we're stuck in the mid-range again. How long we're going to be there, who knows. All right, now jumping on to some Solana news. We have spoken about Solana and its tendency for network outages. And again, on the 1st of October, this weekend, Solana suffered an outage. It lasted about 6 hours. We can see here, if we scroll down a little bit, 6 hours, 19 minutes, reportedly due to a misconfigured node on the network. It stopped processing transactions and went offline. As a result, regular activities were abruptly halted on the network. We've spoken about Solana's issues when we mentioned Helium earlier on in some previous videos, and how there were other options like HBAR and Algorand that were probably more scalable and more reliable. Again, I think if I read something where it said that there's about 17 odd outages within the last 12 months on the Solana network, ranging various time frames. So something that is to be concerned about. But what we can see here is that the token price actually remained relatively unchanged. There is a big reason for that, and it's because Solana itself is not really decentralized. The VCs who bought into Solana right at the beginning still hold large portions of the token, and for that reason, they control the price. So I do caution anybody who does want to go into Solana, make sure you do your own research and make sure you're comfortable putting that money in. We have come down from some very big highs for the Solana network, around about the $250 mark. And if we come around here and actually have a look, if we just sort by market cap, we'll see that Solana is currently sitting at $32, so about the same as what the article is saying. So guys, just be very careful with Solana. I do think that there are possibly better options out there, but just remember, this is not financial advice. Always do your own research, make your own decisions. Moving on to some XRP news and some Ripple news. This is an article and a news snippet from 2018, but it is still relevant today, where Brad Garlinghouse was speaking on CNBC and said that there's a $155 trillion problem that Ripple and XRP can solve. I'm going to just play the clip for you. I'm going to mute myself up and we'll chat about it when the clip is done.
like Western Union, MoneyGram, they're leaning in and using our tools to solve a payments problem. And this payments problem is measured truly in the trillions of dollars. So while we're on kind of, mile marker 1 of a 26-mile marathon, we're definitely past the starting line.
That was Ripple CEO Brad Garlinghouse on Power Lunch earlier today when I asked him about the future of Ripple and how XRP, the cryptocurrency, could be used. And according to BK, what you just heard Garlinghouse say is the biggest thing investors are missing about Ripple. BK's over at the Plasma to break it all down. Hey, Beeks.
Hey, Melissa, thanks for that. Yeah, so Brad had some interesting things to say, and I thought it was really important to break down what he's talking about and what the opportunity, at least that Brad sees, and I think ultimately could be the bull case for Ripple. So let's break it down. Talking about the size of the payment markets, according to McKinsey, it's about $155 trillion is the size of the market. So your total addressable market is massive. Right now, if you take a look at what it costs to move $155 trillion, it's about $31 billion, roughly around 20 basis points is what it's costing you. So if using Ripple, and this is from Ripple stats, you could save about, according to them, about 60%. Well, how do they do that? So you use the Ripple ledger plus the Ripple currency. And that's the key to this 60% right here. The reason why using the Ripple currency, if people start doing this, is good for is the way you save is because right now banks have to hold foreign currency everywhere in the world. They're called nostro accounts. It's very cost intensive to have that inventory around the world. They can simply replace that foreign currency with XRP and they can save a lot of money on that. So let's take a look at what Ripple's been doing. Obviously it's been down. I think we have a chart here. Yep. Obviously down from the peaks up here, right? The whole crypto market has kind of gone sideways here. But what does Luis Yamada say? The bigger the base, the higher in space. In my view, you have to have people start using that XRP, that Ripple currency, in substitute for foreign currency, but that's the utility. That's the use case for Ripple, the currency. If that's the case, then that's a pretty nice.
So what they said there is very true. When you're coming from a low base, all you can go is up. And if we look at XRP's price currently sitting, at around about 40, 50 cents, that space is a lot lower than even what we were looking at here. So XRP, as they say, to the moon, very bullish on this, and there's a lot of good things. They've got the use case that is going to be coming in. So fantastic news. And keep your eyes peeled on the XRP space because I think it's only up from here, especially with the way that the SEC case is going, where it's looking more and more like it is in XRP's favor. If we jump on to the next story that I have lined up for you, you probably did see this in the title where I told you that XRP is going up to 850%. It's not clickbait. I am just trying to warn everybody against these sort of stories here where we saw a tweet from the same person a week ago where they said it was doing 790%. Now they're busy reporting that it's going up 850%. As much as I would like this to be true, be very careful with these sort of numbers, guys, because it is not possible in the short term, and possibly a very long term is where we're looking at XRP doing these sort of numbers. Be very, very careful. I always punt, do your own research because of these sort of things. If you see these sort of numbers, remember, if it's too good to be true, it probably is. So keep a lookout for that. Now, I did say that we were going to be talking about what a former Google CEO said about an Ethereum-based altcoin, one that we have mentioned on this channel before, and that is Chainlink. He says Chainlink has superior technology and a leg up on its competitors. And he was in a discussion with creator Sergey Nazarov at SmartCon 2022. Technology pioneers said that tech giants of the early 2000s were able to capture their niche before everyone else, effectively getting ahead of their rivals. And he's basically saying that Chainlink is doing the same sort of thing with the technology that it's bringing in. He said, in Chainlink's case, because they were early and very smart, obviously they got in first, and you can see it from the standpoint of the person who's ahead. So I think that in Web3, you're going to see the same dynamic of new things entering. So Chainlink got a leg up ahead of its competitors because they got there early. They've got great technology. It's scalable. It's got everything you want. It's fast. It's secure. So, again, keep your eye on this space. Chainlink, I think the only way is up. So, always good and bullish on this coin. I don't personally own anything of Chainlink, but we all are going to be watching this space going forward. Okay, moving on to some news on Algorand. There's a first gameplay trailer for a metaverse game that's been developed on the Algorand network. Going to play a little bit of a trailer here. The game is called Fleet Commanders, or they're looking rather for adventurous fleet commanders. So we're going to click the play button here. I'll mute myself up and I'll chat to you guys straight afterwards.
Welcome, recruits, to the opportunity of your lifetime. The Galactic Union is expanding and has opened its ranks to young and adventurous fleet commanders. If you consider yourself one, assemble your fleet, set forth and navigate the vastness of Trantorian's young galaxy. Join a civilization in expansion, a civilization that needs vast resources, where there are trading opportunities everywhere. Just as there are secrets to be discovered if you are willing to venture into the unknown. But beware, the galaxy is not for the weak. Space pirates roam in the darkness, ready to ambush and loot innocents.
There is a bit more to the trailer, but I won't keep it going. If you guys do want to see, I will put a link. I'll retweet this, so go follow my Twitter and you'll see it there. My Twitter page is linked down below as well. Just another sort of example that I wanted to bring forward when it comes to use case and utility for Algorand, so awesome to see. Lastly, we're going to talk a little bit about Celsius. I'm sure a lot of you out there do know that Celsius was a centralized exchange that collapsed earlier on this year. And the Celsius founder withdrew $10 million before freezing pay taxes. So it's pretty scary stuff that people had their own accounts frozen on the Celsius platform and weren't able to take out and basically being held hostage, especially when the Lunar Classic, the Terra Luna crash happened in May. They were stuck and they weren't able to get their funds out, so a lot of people lost money. And now it's been revealed that he withdrew $10 million from the crypto lender shortly before customer funds were frozen on its platform. Pretty interesting stuff. He did resign last week, and now we can see that he's under investigation. Customer funds are still frozen. Currently, the Department of Justice is ensuring that this continues until the independent examiner completes her investigation. The next hearing for Celsius is scheduled for this Thursday, so watch this space. I do think we're going to hear some very interesting information. All right, that is all I've got time for you guys today. Please don't forget to click that like button, comment down below, subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one.